name for the record. We normally give 3 minutes for public comments. The previous speaker, we gave a little leeway, so we will do that for you also. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. My name is Luis Valdez. I am the Florida State Director for Gun Owners of America. We are in a national gun rights organization. I traveled here today specifically to bring up the issues that came up with your emergency declaration. As a 15-year veteran law enforcement officer who served both in South Florida and in the state of Florida through an official capacity through state government, I want to advise you guys that there was actually a number of issues with your emergency declaration. First and foremost, 870.043 is for riots and looting. It's not for hurricanes. The other thing is the notice that you guys released today, basically saying, hey, our bad, we didn't mean to ban the sale of firearms. That's not the only issue. You guys also said the intentional possession in a public space of a firearm by any person except a duly authorized law enforcement officer or a person in military service acting in an official capacity is basically verboten. That is an extreme issue because right after that sentence in 870.044, which was not posted on your notice, it literally says, oh, by the way, this statute in no way to clarify means we ain't going to take away anyone's guns, or are we going to strip them of the ability from legally carrying in public. Additionally, you have a state statute that during a declared state of emergency, like a hurricane, this was passed prior to permitless carry being enacted, but during a declared state of emergency in a mandatory evacuation zone, people could carry without a permit for a 48-hour period. Furthermore, you have the issue of state preemption in this state, which doesn't just say the city is liable. Individually, you members of the city government are liable and can be sued up to $5,000. Now, organizationally, we're not threatening a lawsuit right now, but I'm here as the state director, as a veteran law enforcement officer. I am more than willing to put on a class for the city government to explain the do's and don'ts of how declarations of emergencies work, how our state statute in relations to 790, its entire chapter works when it comes to the rights of the citizens here to keep and bear arms, both legally and law-abiding. Because I can tell you this, disarming the public during a state of emergency doesn't work because criminals don't care. As a 15-year cop, I know criminals are criminals because they break the law. If there was an issue of looting, if there was an issue of criminality, the people being able, the law-abiding public, the residents of this community being able to be armed would be the most important thing to reduce crime. And this was brought up to our attention as a national organization because we have members nationwide. We have over 2 million members, and a number of them live right in this area, and they contacted me. And I drove down here specifically to bring this issue up to your attention. Gun Owners of America, we're the only no-compromise gun rights organization. We fight in Tallahassee, we fight in Washington, D.C., and we'll fight on the local level. And if you folks aren't aware, we even just filed a lawsuit in the state of Florida, in federal court against the state of Florida over the open carry ban. Because we don't care if it's a Republican or a Democrat issue, we care about the Second Amendment, and that includes everyone's rights. So thank you for having me here. If you wish to talk to me after this meeting, by all means, I will gladly leave my contact information. And again, GOA is more than happy to put on a presentation to the city government and its law enforcement agency for the do's and don'ts of how the Second Amendment needs to be properly protected. Because, hey, when we all rose our right hand to take that oath, we swore to uphold and defend those rights of everyone. So thank you for having me here.
Thank you for your comments, and I hope you realize that we realize we made a bad mistake, and we will correct that in the future, I promise you.
Thank you.
That will not happen again.
Thank you.
I promise you that. Well, from my standpoint, I can't speak for the whole council. I think that we have learned a valuable lesson here. We made just a mistake by copying the old ordinance, and we will not do that again. So thank you very much.
All right, my card, sir.
Yes, sir, please. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming, sir.
Thank you for having me.